Erling Haaland made his debut for Molde back in April 2017. He was 16 years old at the time. He scored his first goal 5 months later and basically hasn't stopped scoring since. With his goal against Ipswich on Sunday, Haaland has scored 247 goals in 293 games for 4 teams. Last week, he signed a record-breaking contract with Manchester City that keeps him at the Etihad through 2034. His goals are breathtaking, his stats beyond brilliant, but who is Erling Haaland? Well, last week, our Thierry Henry went up to Manchester to find out. Here is part 1 of their conversation.
Erling, thanks for having us. I guess we're going to have to start with the start. Is it 10 more years? 9.5, 10? Is it 20?
10.
You wish? No, 10. But I want to know, obviously, what's first and foremost, congratulations. But I want to know why, apart from the obvious, obviously being at home and happy, why did you accept it?
I think in the end it was a easy decision for me. Speaking with the people in the club, speaking with you have Pep, but a manager, you know, he's not going to stay forever. For me to speak to the bosses in the club and just listen how much they wanted it and how much they wanted me to be in the project and everything made me feel really good. And in the end, that's what I wanted.
You mentioned Pep, okay, so how important Pep has been for you in terms of how you are developing as a player?
Yeah, of course, ever since I came here, you know, we speak about he's a genius and all of this, and I think he is.
I do the same, I think he's a genius.
But also what I maybe admire the most is how hard he works, you know, and people don't think, because people think he knows everything, and to know everything you have to work for it, and that's exactly what he does, and how hard he works is inspiring even for me as a player for him as well. So with him, I'm so happy to keep on working with him, for him to develop me even more, and for him to demand even more from me, because you know as well, it's not only smiling and everything, you know, it's a everyday thing where you have to turn up to be online, to be ready for next training, for next game and everything, and he demands this from you or from me, and this is also something I like because in the end he's the best.
I agree with the genius part. I agree with, for me, he's the best. Obviously, you want to trouble with him. I want to trouble with him, but he's also annoying. Understand well when I say annoying. I know you will understand, but I want to make it clear for people is that I'm not saying annoying in a bad way.
Yeah.
He wants to win. But for example, me was always, I played as a left winger, as you know, at Barcelona. I was always stay high and wide, don't come inside. And that was annoying me because I wanted to go in behind. And so we had our little battle. What's the annoying Pep for you? And I know it's not an easy one, but I'm talking in a good way, obviously.
Yeah, no, it's a few things. It's not many things, but it's a few things, you know.
What is the thing that you get, not in a bad way, but bothered? For me, it was, I told you, like I wanted to go in behind sometime, yeah. And he was like, stay wide. I'm like, what do you mean? I can come and play. I know how to play. Stay wide, on the line, don't move. You know. Yeah,
and this is how this is something with me as well. Sometimes he tells me, stay high, don't come.
So you want to come, and he says, don't come?
Sometimes, yeah.
Oh, okay, interesting.
He's such a detail freak, and there's these small details where sometimes it can be annoying if he tells you 20 times, do this, do this, do this, do this, and in the end you're like, I'm trying, or I'm doing it, you know. And as I say, he's such a hard worker, and he studies, or I don't know if he sees the game differently or whatever.
He does.
Yeah, obviously he does. And this can also be sometimes a bit annoying, You know, when he...
Yeah, I can say it now. You're going to have him tomorrow when he's going to see the interview, whenever he's going to see it. I'm out of it. But no, in all fairness, the boss is outstanding. I still call him boss. His brain is second to none.
Interesting. Interesting. What's up, Micah?
Yeah,
No, I've got nothing to say. I mean, they could have sent me there. I think I would have,
Would have what?
livened it up a bit.
You would have sprinkled some of that big meats.
Stardust.
Yeah.
But
Who needed livening up?
Just
Yeah, what do you mean by that? You didn't enjoy Thierry's interview?
I thought it was exceptional, yeah. I did.
hit the fifth.
I thought it was really good. Big game.
Tomorrow.
No, honestly, seriously.
Manchester City,
we need to
PSG.
win. We need to win tomorrow because this season, I know you called it and you said, what were the words you used? Is it a crisis? And I sort of laughed it off at the time. I couldn't see it coming. As the games went on, they got worse and worse. I think not getting the right players in the summer has affected them.
Are you going to do any analysis on them tomorrow?
I'm going to do analysis, yeah.
What's the problem?
I think in midfield areas, I think at times they are not taking the chances, but they're too easy, a bit lethargic, not enough energy in the midfield as well. So a lot to look forward to.
You know, we all say Pep's the greatest manager, don't we? You know, I think we've said that regularly on this show. Why does he need a transfer market to fix it?
No,
He's after the coach.
No, I think they've had a lot of injuries, and that's not making excuses. I think they've had injuries in key positions. But I also just think
But if he's this
they look
coach...
knackered. They look knackered. The amount of games that they've played, the high energy that they put into the games, I just think it's caught up on them.
Do you think that's working with Pep? Because Thierry just said he is annoying.
What do you mean? Well, Thierry's worked with him, so if that's his opinion, I would not call Pep annoying. I would call him a genius.
Did you have him?
Are you done, Jamie?
No,
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. You worked with him. That's your opinion. I would call him a genius.
I call him a genius too.
Okay.
Anyway, what about PSG? Do you think they can beat City?
You know what? Before the game of City at the weekend, I would have said yes. I think maybe City gonna grow into having their confidence back from this game. But Paris Saint-Germain are also in a situation where if they don't go through, they're gonna get killed back home. It's gonna be very difficult. So I really want to see what Luis Enrique is gonna offer. Especially the two bosses know each other. They played with each other and. You know, it's going to be interesting to see what they're going to offer. But anything can happen. You know, it's going to be a tough one to call tomorrow.
Yes, it will be. All right. And that, my friends, is it from us.
Concludes the night.
Thank you so much for bringing...
He's going to come with a new trim tomorrow. I can feel it.
You can't do it.
the same We'll see you all
Big
tomorrow.
Meeks is coming with a new trim.
Bye, everybody. Thank you for
And
joining
new
us.
buttons.
See you tomorrow.
There's a load of them that are going on to do great things elsewhere in the Premier League. One of the players that they are keeping for nearly a decade longer is Erling Haaland. Look, Erling Haaland signing a new contract at Manchester City is not surprising, particularly. It sort of came out of nowhere. There wasn't much talk in the lead up to it. But Erling Haaland signing a 9.5-year deal at Manchester City to keep him there till 2034, when Pep Guardiola's contract only goes up to 2027. When there is, when he's going to be 34 years of age when he finally comes to the end of that contract, should he stay to the end of it. All the speculation about where he might like to go, the fact that he wanted to move to Real Madrid, that his father said about him he's only going to stay at one place for 3 years or so. Yeah. All gone.
Yeah.
All gone in one signature.
Is it though? I don't believe there's no...
I'm more trusting than you are.
I can't
really
imagine
what
the
results haven't been going your way,
what how it's
performances not going your way.
structured, that contract.
All the fixtures look difficult at that stage.
Yeah.
We talked, you've mentioned Liverpool about going in potentially.
And where they are, lose another couple of games and they could be under immense pressure.
Could look really difficult. And when results
Having someone like Erling Haaland there for that much time, if I'm a young player or a player that wants to go to a club, you want those players there. So knowing he's there, even though Pep's there till 27, at least Pep knows, well, you know what, I'm struggling a bit, but at least I've still got him to sign another deal. You know what I mean? I think that it's a great deal for Man City for a start, but it's apart from obviously Chelsea doing it the other day with the 9-year deals, it's just alien to me to take that long.
I thought that was they'd ended up rejigging the rules so that you couldn't do that. I'm not.
For the amortization.
Yeah, exactly. But this isn't amortization.
It's very similar to US sports. You know, in baseball, in basketball, American football, you do a lot of those 10-year deal for 250 million or whatever, 200 million over those 10 years in wages.
But that's not what this is.
This is not really what they say, although Haaland's wages haven't gone massively up, really, in this new contract, well, we believe. So it looks almost like it's the security over the 10 years, and in the end, you could get paid potentially a lot of money. But for him, it's not like if he doubled or trebled his salary either with signing his...
But once you've reached a certain level, there's only so far you can go, isn't there?
But in respect of where he could have gone, if that was the case, I don't know how many years did he have left before this one? Is he
2027, I believe?
Yeah, so you think to yourself, well, you know, Mbappe's at Real Madrid, you know, if that starts to kick in, then you can't see him moving there. Barcelona ain't going to be able to... Where else could he go?
Yeah, it's a good question. Although Lewandowski at some point at 36 will move on from Barcelona, and there will be a space there for somebody, but they don't.
Barcelona will not be able to
afford. They don't have the money right now. Yeah. So it's a good question. And
perhaps by the end of his contract, he'll be ready to manage the club.
He'll be old enough.
He'll be old enough, won't he?
Perhaps by the end of his contract, he'll have broken Alan Shearer's record.
Oh, that's a given. That's a given. Sorry, mate, but that's a given.
You know what, as well, it's funny because when I heard, the first thing I was sent out a message, said, Al, it's only a matter of time now. They're closing in on your son. You know what I mean? To be honest, that's what, you know what it is?
Do you know what we could do? You could take a little screenshot here, because if you look at the projected numbers for what Erling Haaland could achieve, going at the same rate that he's at the moment.
That could be phenomenal.
360. Wow.
That's not just beating him.
That is blasting it.
Yeah.
That is blasting it. But, like, you know, but can you imagine what he's going to have to do to maintain that level of scoring? Obviously, he's at the right club at Manchester City because they can afford to bring in the players to help him. So, you know, you could see him blasting.
Yeah, he's nowhere near his peak yet.
We
said about that chance.
He's nowhere near his
peak. That he misses early on against Ipswich, where he touches the ball in a way he can't throw his feet out. Yeah.
You know, I honestly, it's just like, for me, it's an amazing deal. It's an amazing deal for me.
I think it's interesting what it says for City as well. Would we say that Haaland is probably the least Pep Guardiola of the players in the squad in terms of his style of play? And if they're planning really long term with him, Guardiola's contract goes up to 2027, and the noises from him have been that's it. Then that's kind of the. So then, are they planning for a Manchester City that looks Haaland-shaped rather than Guardiola-shaped?
Yeah, because I think it's more likely that whoever comes after Pep will be very happy with the traditional number 9 like Haaland, who will score all those goals.
Haaland,
if you look at the game yesterday, they win 6-0. They have the ball 70% of the time. He touches the ball 19 times.
Yeah.
3 of those 19 touches are the chances that he misses early on. So this
first 2 goals, every player in the team, every Manchester City player on the pitch touched the ball across those 2 goals, except Erling Haaland.
Exactly. Yeah. But then maybe whoever comes next, like Glenn Hoddle, for example, would love to have Erling Haaland as his number 9 and just feed him all the time with wingers.
Well, that's why when De Bruyne is at his very best, you know, and he's getting back to his best, they've got something, those two, haven't they?
Easily,
you know, he makes more runs, and you probably see him have more touches on the ball. But he doesn't need the touches, Haaland. It doesn't matter what style of play you're going to play. He's a number 9 that will score goals. And even if you're a team that want to get behind the ball and counter, he can play in that team.
He can play in that
He's
team.
so quick and powerful. At the moment, it's the other way around. He has to just wait and wait for that be the end of the jigsaw. A little bit like Rushy was at Liverpool. Yeah. You know, he wouldn't get involved too much with the build-up. He was at the end of the jigsaw, bang, first time finish. Yeah. And whatever style you're going to play, Erling Haaland will be a big part of it.
When they're making a succession plan, Manchester City, for post-Pep Guardiola, for bringing in these new players, they feel like a team that is in maybe not as big a rebuild as we thought they might be at the earlier stages of this season, but a team that's starting to add to their squad. Does it help that you can say, we've got Haaland here on a nearly 10-year contract?
Yeah, because like I said, Kels, if you're a player, you want to know that the team that you're going to is going to win. You want to know that you've got that kind of world-class, top striker there. You know that Man City are going to buy players to continually try to be winning, and you have got arguably the best number 9 in the world up there for 9 years, it's like, I think it's an amazing deal that they've done. You know what I mean? Good luck to Erling. He's lucked out with that one, I think. Yeah. They've done well with that one.
I mean, you can see why it works for him, and it works for Manchester City as well. Even if you're looking at, as a manager, you're looking at coming in and you think, well, I've got one of the best.
No manager's going to come in and turn him down, not play him.
Exactly, yeah.
That's for sure. And from Erling Haaland's point of view, he's got security. If, God forbid, he got a bad injury, then it's not so good for Man City. But for him, he's got the security of a long contract as well, if he does get injured. And he did pick up his injuries, didn't he, at Dortmund, before he come. But if you're only touching the ball 19 times or 8 times in the game, you're not going to get injured many times.
It's all that running around, isn't it?